Picture this. You're at a cafe, catching up with someone you've been getting to know. She's laughing at jokes, somehow even the cheesy ones, and she leans in just a little closer than usual. Her eyes linger on yours, and you can't help but wonder, is she into me? Let's face it, decoding someone's feelings can feel like solving a puzzle without all the pieces. But here's the secret. Women often give away their interest in subtle ways. The challenge? Most people miss these cues because they're too focused on the obvious. Today, I'm breaking down 5 unmissable signs that she's into you. These are the tells you can't afford to ignore. Stick with me because the final sign might just flip everything you thought you knew about. Attraction. Let's start with the eyes, the ultimate giveaway. Why? Because eyes don't lie. If she's interested, her gaze will say it all. You'll catch her glancing at you, then looking away shyly, only to sneak another peek moments later. That lingering eye contact isn't random, it's curiosity. Attraction. And if she holds your gaze just a little longer than normal, it's her way of saying you've got my attention. But here's where it gets tricky. What if she avoids eye contact altogether? You'd think that's a bad sign, right? Not so fast. Some women, especially those who are shy or feeling nervous, may struggle to meet your gaze because they're too aware of their feelings. The key is to look at what she does next. Does she fidget? Smile to herself after glancing away? Those are signs she's definitely thinking about you. But eye contact is just the beginning. Let's talk about something even more telling, her body language. Body language is like an unspoken language, and if you know how to read it, it reveals everything. If she's leaning toward you during a conversation, that's not just good posture, it's her way of unconsciously closing the gap between you two. Even small movements, like mirroring how you sit or angling her body to face you directly, show she's fully engaged. And here's a pro tip, watch her hands. Is she playing with her hair? Adjusting her jewelry? Lightly touching her face? These small actions are often signs of nervous excitement. It's her body's way of saying, I'm into this. But not every sign is obvious. If she seems a little more reserved crossing her arms or keeping some distance, don't jump to conclusions. Some women take time to feel comfortable. Pay attention to how her body language shifts as the conversation flows. If she starts to relax and open up, you're on the right track. Think body language is obvious? Wait until you hear the next sign it's so subtle, most people miss it entirely. Now let's talk about her voice. Have you ever noticed how someone's tone can completely change them? Energy of a conversation? When a woman is interested, her voice often takes on a softer, warmer quality, sometimes without her even realizing it. You might notice she speaks a little more gently or that her pitch rises slightly when she's excited to talk to you. And if she's laughing at your jokes, even the ones that barely deserve a smile, that's a green flag you can't ignore. Her laughter is a way of connecting, showing that she's enjoying your company. And here's a small but powerful detail. How does she say your name? When someone likes you, they'll often say your name more deliberately, like it holds a special meaning. If her voice carries a little extra warmth or care, she's telling you something without saying it outright. Still not sure? Don't worry. The next sign is impossible to fake, and it's all about proximity. Here's where things get interesting. Has she ever found a reason to be near you? Maybe she sits next to you at a crowded event, even when there are other open seats. Or perhaps she lightly touches your arm when she's talking to you. These small actions aren't just coincidences, they're signals. She's trying to bridge the physical gap between you two. And don't underestimate the power of so-called accidental touches. a gentle brush of her hand, a playful nudge. These moments are charged with intention. But here's the twist. If she's acting distant or keeping her space, that doesn't necessarily mean she's not interested. Sometimes people pull away when they feel vulnerable or afraid of showing their true feelings. Context is key here, which brings us to the final and most revealing sign. It's the one that leaves no room for doubt. Let's talk about actions, because they rarely lie. If she's going out of her way to do something thoughtful for you, no matter how small, that's her way up, showing she cares. Did she remember that story you told her last week? Or send you a song she thought you'd like? These gestures aren't just kind, they're intentional. People express interest in different ways, but consistent effort is universal. If her actions show that she values your happiness and wants to be part of your life, it's a strong sign she's into you. So, here's the big takeaway. It's not about spotting one or two signs, it's about seeing the whole picture. Her eyes, her body language, her voice, her proximity, and her actions all combine to tell a story. And if you're paying attention, that story will become crystal clear. And remember, confidence, kindness, and authenticity are magnetic. The best way to connect with someone: be yourself. Enjoy the moment. And when the time feels right, take that leap. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed these signs? Or maybe missed them completely? Share your stories in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And if you found this helpful, you know what to do. Until next time, stay confident and pay attention.